Welcome to the Back Porch Top Podcast. I'm your coach, Jason.
Jaco's Danny.
Fans, we got a fun show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about the NFL, conference finals recap and our Super Bowl predictions, and then ultimately a little bit about Giannis and potential trade before the trade deadline. But first, Danny, we got to tell the fans, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and go ahead and subscribe to the show, to the channel. Tell some friends, man. Go ahead and just share out. Just be new in 2026. Don't just keep it to yourself. Share it out. Let the algorithm. But first, Danny, right into conference finals, AFC conference finals. Well, at this juncture, everybody knows New England Patriots win. They beat the Denver Broncos in Denver in snow, 10-7. A defensive battle, uh, one that was full of interesting calls, play calls that is. Fourth down, won by Broncos head coach, or just Broncos in general. The call, the play, the execution, this didn't go well. Let's just be frank. And that's why the Patriots are moving on to the Super Bowl. And then we also had the Rams against the Seahawks, and where the Seahawks prevailed 31-27 in a rubber match. And let's just say this was an interesting game as well. So now we have a Super Bowl rematch, if you will, the Patriots against the Seahawks. And so, Danny, what are your thoughts regarding these conference championships?
Starting with the Patriots and Broncos, Jason, with the weather, um, like you said, everyone saw the progression of the weather. And the play of the game was that fourth down where Peyton chose to go for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal, which would have put them up 10-0. It sounded like in his press conference he was going, for the 14-0, even though nothing was guaranteed. You're playing with Jarrett Stidham, backup quarterback. So taking the points, you would have thought he would have went that route, working with the backup. And Stidham had that key turnover, where the Patriots went in to score their only touchdown of the game. Where if he doesn't do that, the Broncos still, may have still won this game. But the Patriots defense, man, stepped up big. Big interception at the end of the game by Gonzalez. But I thought the Broncos should have ran the ball more. I think they were, with the conditions, that was the approach the Patriots took. Drake May had some key scrambles. Ramondre Stevenson had a big second half, but they just kept the ball on the ground and just kept running the clock. And they pulled out that game, man. Seattle Rams game, that was a good game. It was you had the defensive battle in the weather, and then you had the Rams Seahawks going back and forth where Sam Darnold and team gets it done. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a key catch towards the end of that game, and then the Rams, on the other hand, had a fourth down opportunity where they didn't convert. Where if they score, I think they win that game because they had the momentum on their side. But Seattle pulls it out, and now we get to see Sam Darnold and Drake May in the Super Bowl.
In this Super Bowl, I'm just gonna be frank, man. Team wise, I'm not really intrigued. I think more so I'm interested in the competition. And what I mean by that is I like to see folks or individuals go for it, give it their all. I mean, no backing down. I am not interested in either one of these teams.
Hmm.
Can't stand the Patriots. Seen them enough in the Super Bowl, quite frankly. Is it me hating on an organization getting to the mountaintop several times? Nah, it's to me, it's the frustration with the AFC conference because we don't see this in the NFC.
Hmm.
You always have, to me, competition, and you see either different teams in there or a struggle for the likes of a repeat. Now, granted, yeah, the Eagles didn't go back to back, but how many times did we see the Kansas City Chiefs go back to back or several times in a row?
Yep.
Patriots recently with Brady. Come on, man. AFC teams, y'all can't knock down some of these teams, man. I mean, that's where the frustration to me is. And to see Denver back in it, I mean, they haven't been in a while, but when they had Peyton Manning, he went a couple times with Denver. I mean, to me, it's the frustration with the AFC conference more so than with the team. NFC, I mean, we had the Eagles last year, Eagles a couple years ago. I mean, you have different teams going after it. Like it would be good to see maybe Baltimore, but it'll be interesting to see the likes of a in the AFC, the likes of a Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans, yeah, some other team. And with the NFC, it just feels like we get more variety
Okay.
from the
Hmm.
who represents the conference. So I think that's just where my issue is with the AFC conference. So we'll see, Danny. I think, and having said that, man, I'm going to Seahawks. I'm going to Seahawks on the Super Bowl. I don't know what the score going to be. I think it may be a defensive battle to some degree. I think it's going to be maybe in the low to mid 20s,
Hmm.
if you will. And I think it's going to be one of those and where like the first quarter may be like a 0-0 type situation or a 3-0 situation. Teams filling each other out. They play it out, but I think the Seahawks might get this one in a tight one, but low scoring affair. What say you?
Jason, I agree. I'm actually going with the Seahawks as well. I will say though, the Patriots defense has been playing well. Now they get 2 weeks to study the Seahawks, and Drake May hasn't played well at all in these playoffs. So this is one of those opportunities where, if he has a breakout game, this is where the Patriots can, steal this one, so to speak. But the way the Seahawks have been playing, I think that they should be able to do it because their defense has been playing well too. They just don't need anything silly to happen, like in the Rams game where the defensive back on the fourth down got the penalty, and then the Rams went and scored, where that could have cost them the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. But I'm curious to see how the Patriots play JSN, and do they shadow him or whatever the case may be, because that's where the Patriots can get have an opportunity to beat Seattle if they can shut down JSN and have Darnold beat them with other receivers slash Kenneth Walker the third. Contrasting styles for sure. We'll see. Vrabel, he's been there as a player,
Hmm.
so the moment may not be too big for him. And then we'll see what the Seahawks.
And Danny, just as we're talking about the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl, by Thursday, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is considered the NBA trade deadline. And man, this is a whole lot of rumors right now, especially as it pertains to Giannis and Milwaukee Bucks. His future there, which we may have seen honestly the last time that he's been in a Bucks uniform. And so obviously rumors are swirling with regards to him possibly going to the Golden State Warriors. Um, Another team that may be in the running here is the New York Knicks. Another team, the Miami Heat, and I'm hearing possibly the Minnesota Timberwolves. From the Golden State Warriors, I'm hearing like 4 first round picks, including Draymond and others.
Mhm.
Um, and then of course, you have a lot of different scenarios that's being thrown out there. Even from Golden State, I'm hearing a Giannis Miles Turner trade to Golden State for, uh, and this is according to the four-letter network, ESPN. Jimmy Butler, Kaminga, um, some picks, first like five first round picks, pick swap, and then I'm here. Then of course there's the likes of the New York Knicks, and where it's a three-team trade, and where Giannis and Drew Holiday would go toward to the New York Knicks. Portland would get Cat, Mikal Bridges, and Miles McBride. Bucks would get Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, and Gershon Yabusele. I may pronounce that incorrectly, but and then also the Bucks would get a boatload of picks, a few first rounders, pick swaps, etc. And then from Miami, Miami would get Giannis for Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Ware, and a couple of first rounders and a swap right. Minnesota, here's a scenario. Minnesota would get Giannis, his brother Thanasis, and Gary Trent Jr. for R.J. Barrett, Joan Berenger, Rob Dillingham, Julius Randle, Terrence Shannon, and a boatload of picks. Toronto Raptors would get Cole Anthony and Jade McDaniels. I say all that to say this, Danny. In my opinion, Bucks better look at draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get four first rounders, get it. That is less than, I believe, than what the Mikal Bridges trade was between Brooklyn and the New York Knicks. But if you can get four first rounders and some bodies, some active bodies, go ahead and get it. I think the Bucks could, on the backside, make some trades for those bodies, be in a better position. And to me, the best pick would be the likes of Golden State. Now, before all this went down, Danny, I said that the San Antonio Spurs, in my opinion, were in the running. This was before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
To me, was the very high was team one. I think that has changed since San Antonio has played well together. This young nucleus, this young core, they're
Yep.
playing well together, and I can see them looking forward to seeing what next year and the year after has to say for this young nucleus. So I don't think they want to necessarily mess with that as much. Houston was another team.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State, I didn't see Golden State coming. I think the injury to Jimmy Butler has a lot to do with it. So I don't know, Danny. This is going to be interesting. What say you about the Giannis sweepstakes?
I think with Golden State, Steph has been injured. He's had his knee injury now, and then Giannis also is not healthy either at this point, right? With the calf, so there's a lot of risk. I'm looking at Golden State taking on, but at the same time, you get Giannis. Like I said, it depends on Curry, because if Curry's not playing and you're getting rid of Kaminga and all these, who do you have anyway? You're like Bucks West, if you don't think of it that way. But I think if they can get rid of Miles Turner's contract, it's in that one deal, with sending him with Giannis, that gives them some flexibility too, right? Because then some of these contracts will come off the books, and you don't have Miles Turner, your favorite guy, on the roster. uh, I think these are all interesting scenarios. The Minnesota one is interesting to me, but I'm looking at, man, they're getting rid of a lot of their young depth that I thought was starting to, they got some good experience last year in the playoffs. But you have an opportunity to get Giannis. I guess, you're going to risk it. So Miami, I don't know about that, but you get Tyler Hero coming home if you want to go that angle. But I agree, Jason. I think it's more the picks and then the types of contracts they're getting in return.
Yeah.
like you said, if they can flip it, or if they're coming off the books at the end of the year, then it is what it is, right? And you just play out the string and then start anew in the off season. I think the main thing though, with all if they do receive all these picks, is how are you drafting and how are you developing? The same thing we've had for years here. How are you handling that? And if they can't handle that, it doesn't matter what kind of picks they receive because they're going to fumble it. So that's part of it. And then two, from a coaching standpoint, do you just start fresh in the offseason as well from a Doc Rivers perspective or not? So that's another consideration, I think, with all of this. There's just so many things going on. So the first domino, though, is Giannis. And then from there, you just kind of got to evaluate how you want to proceed for the future.
Just doing a quick search here regarding Doc Rivers' contract, and his contract runs through the end of the 26-27 season, so next year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we would still be paying on two coaches for at least a year. Three coaches
Three.
yeah, if you go that route, right? But again, those contracts aren't on the books per se.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, Danny. I'll put it like this. I think I will want Giannis outside of the conference, the Eastern Conference. I would also say it seems like the to me the Knicks are out of the picture, the sweepstakes here. If I was the Knicks, would I rock the boat here with my nucleus to the conference championship, to the NBA finals? Would I rock that boat? And I don't think I would. So I think the Knicks are out, quite honestly. I think they're just there for entertainment purposes, just to kind of see what they would get.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they have enough. Miami's interesting, always been in the picture, but I don't think they have enough. I think Golden State is the suitor here. Do I want Draymond Green in Milwaukee?
He wouldn't be here long. I don't think he would be here long, Jay. If he came back in that trade, I think he would be bought out. I I don't see it, but maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see him sitting here where he could go get moved to or get bought out and go to a contender because that's what he wants.
I'll say this: Draymond Green, his contract, he only has one more year left on his contract.
Hmm.
27 million, that $27.678 million
Yep.
uh to the end of next season. So he'll be on an expiring contract.
Hmm.
And truth be told, he'll probably look to retire.
That may be the other thing, Jay. He may just say, "I'm done." If he if he got traded to Milwaukee, I
Yeah.
would see a buyout before that. But like you said, if he has one more year, and there's a lot of money on the table still.
A lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just one where he helps with the champion, quote unquote, championship culture. So I could see that.
I guess too, Jay. I guess I should say it depends on who else comes with him. So if it's Jimmy Butler versus Kaminga versus whomever, I think that'll also factor into it.
I
So if
I think I think the Warriors would keep Jimmy.
hmm.
Kaminga, they'll be glad to get to get rid of right now or to trade.
Hmm.
Kaminga right now has a team option for next season at 24.3 million.
I would look at Giannis too, man. Like Minnesota, does he really want to stay in the Midwest versus being on the coast too? Right, with the teams that you mentioned with the
Mm-hmm.
scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's like a colder Milwaukee, and does he want to deal with that versus being in some sunshine and being on a coast where he can get home fast too, to go to Greece if he needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something else to factor in. But yeah, the Warriors have been rumored for how long in this, right?
Long time, yeah.
Yeah. And the other team that I know they won't do it now, I was thinking, you mentioned San Antonio and Houston was Dallas. But I think now that they've had all these injuries and everything, I think off the table. So I guess we'll see, Jay.
We'll see. I mean, Thursday's right around the corner, and I think things will really go down Wednesday. I think they're working out to fine tuning the details right now as we speak, talking with Giannis and his representation and trying to figure out, okay, is this the best place for me? And he's probably talking to some players behind the scenes too from each one of those teams. So we'll see. Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.